Hello and welcome on this fantastic Igraasp news wrap. They say when nothing is going right, go left, have a laugh. While problems resolve, you evolve. So get ready and always step up. The highlights of this week's news capsule are: foundation stone laid for a temple at Ram Janmabhoomi, National Education Policy 2020, UK PM Boris Johnson rides Made in India bike at launch of cycling drive, Mahatma Gandhi's image may appear on British coins, launch of NASA's Mars Perseverance rover, SpaceX brings 2 NASA astronauts back to Earth in its Crew Dragon spaceship, Guinness World Records reveals the world's tallest giraffe, Lewis Hamilton wins record 7th British Grand Prix, and our very exciting F2 segment. It's now time to grasp the news from around India.
On August 5th last week, Prime Minister Narendra Modi participated in the Ram Mandir Bhumi Puja held in Ayodhya city in Uttar Pradesh. He laid the foundation stone of the upcoming temple. The structure will be constructed in a span of 4 years, using the temple architectural style called the Nagar Shaili. Following social distancing norms, the event was attended by a limited audience. PM unveiled the plaque of the temple and special postal stamps were released to commemorate the landmark occasion.
Last week, the Union Cabinet cleared a new National Education Policy, NEP, proposing some sweeping changes in school and higher education. Some of the biggest reforms include how the policy focuses on overhauling the curriculum, easier board exams, a reduction in the syllabus to retain core essentials, and thrust on experiential learning and critical thinking, teaching up to class 5 in mother tongue or regional language, allowing foreign universities to set up campuses in India, a single regulator for higher education institutions except for law and medical colleges, and common entrance tests for universities. Looks like we're all in for a colossal change, doesn't it, Igraspers?
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson launched a £2 billion cycling and walking drive, which is a part of the UK government's anti-obesity struggle to battle COVID-19. During the launch, 56-year-old Prime Minister Boris Johnson was spotted riding a Made in India Hero Viking Pro bike designed in the United Kingdom by Punjab-based Hero Cycles. From helping people get fit, healthy and lowering the risk of illness to improving air quality and cutting congestion, cycling and walking have a huge role to play in tackling some of the biggest health and environmental challenges that we face, said Boris Johnson, COVID-19 survivors. Igraspers, looks like England will certainly find their way to fitness with cyclists on the road.
In an effort to recognize historic figures from the BAME community, that is the Black, Asian and minority community in the UK, Rishi Sunak, the British Finance Minister, has reportedly extended his support to a campaign for ethnic minority figures who have made a profound contribution to be featured on the British currency coin, titled Service to the Nation. If the proposal becomes a reality, Mahatma Gandhi will become the first ever non-white person to feature on the British currency. Let's now move on to our space and science segment.
In missed man's attempt to find life in other planets, NASA has sent out yet another rover to unearth the secrets of the red planet. Last week, the Perseverance rover launched from 5:20 p.m. Indian Standard Time from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. The main aim of the Mars Perseverance rover is to seek signs of ancient life and collect rock and soil samples for for a possible return to Earth. The duration of the mission is expected to be at least 1 Mars year, which is equivalent to 687 days on Earth. This is the third launch to Mars after China and the UAE launched their rover and orbiter respectively a few days prior. Phew, what a busy week!
Igraspers, have you heard of the Hubble Space Telescope? It is a massive telescope with incredible zoom power, launched into Earth's orbit in 1990. Well, it has recently created waves. Saturn is one of the most beautiful planets, with majestic rings of gas around it, causing NASA to even call it the Lord of the Rings planet. The Hubble Space Telescope recently captured this beauty in stunning detail for the first time. The photo was taken as part of the Outer Planets Atmosphere's Legacy project, which is helping scientists study our solar system's gas giants. According to NASA, the image highlights summertime in the planet's northern hemisphere. Apart from the beauty, the image also has a scientific significance. It captures important details of the planet's shifting weather. Interesting, isn't it?
As you are aware, Igraspers, NASA has hired two big companies, SpaceX and Boeing, to provide transportation of astronauts to and from the International Space Station. And SpaceX became the first to take the astronauts to the orbit, launching Mr. Birkin and Mr. Hurley on May 2020. Well, on 2nd August, after completing 2 long months on the International Space Station, they reboarded the Space Crew Dragon and undocked from the International Space Station. They returned to Earth on the first water-landing American space crew since 1975. The capsule parachuted the 2 astronauts landing on Earth in the Gulf of Mexico. Welcome back to planet Earth, Mr. Hurley and Mr. Birkin.
A 12-year-old giraffe called Forrest, resident of Australia Zoo, is the world's tallest giraffe at 18 feet 8 inches. The zoo staff had to create a specially marked measuring pole to measure Forrest. The pole was then rigged close to a hay dispenser in the giraffe house. It took several months to capture the video and photos that Guinness World Records required to calculate his height, because it took time for Forrest to become familiar with the new feeder. Hey Forrest, how does the world look up so high?
How many of you love Marvel, friends? It's amazing, right? All the superheroes. Well, turns out you aren't the only fans. Australian scientists love Marvel too. In fact, so much so that they've named 5 species after the beloved superheroes. Scientists at the federal government agency, CSIRO, were tasked with naming 165 new species this year. And 5 of them were named after international sensations. There's the Loki fly, the Thor fly, the Black Widow fly, and guess what? There's even a Deadpool fly. Marvelous, isn't it? Now moving on to our sports segment.
Lewis Hamilton claimed his 7th British Grand Prix victory in a dramatic fashion, crossing the finish line on just 3 wheels after a puncture in the final lap. Hamilton's victory was the 87th of his career and moved him close to Michael Schumacher's record of 91. By not giving up and surviving a tense last lap drama with a deflated and shredded tire, he continues to remain one of the greatest racers who survived a heart in the mouth.
After a 6-month delay, the 13th edition of the Indian Premium League IPL will finally begin from September 19th in the UAE. The 53 matches, including the final on 10th November, will be played across Dubai, Sharjah and Abu Dhabi. The Indian women cricketers will not miss out on the T20 Challenger this year, and their matches are tentatively scheduled from November 1 to 10th in the UAE. While the season will most likely be played without spectators, the Emirates Cricket Board has said it is exploring the option of filling the stands by up to 30 to 50%.
Did you know that tigers are the largest cats in the world? These striped wild animals have unique stripes even on their skin. They are like the human fingerprints, as no two tigers have the same stripes. Their favorite food is deer, and their roar can be heard from up to 2 miles away.
Quiz time! Tigers rarely live in groups. But if they do, what is a group of tigers called? Write your answers to contact us at igraasp.com. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Amya Sachdeva of Scottish High International School, Gurugram, for successfully participating in the weekly quiz on India's leading news capsule for tweens, Igraasp.
Can you guess who? This Indian-born business executive was personally mentored by Bill Gates and has co-authored the book Hit Refresh. He loves poetry, cricket, soccer, and running. He's the CEO of Microsoft and is amongst the top paid tech CEOs of the world. Yes, it's Satya Nadella indeed. Do you know that Nadella is driven by family, curiosity, and hunger for knowledge? We're so proud of you, Mr. Nadella. You're an inspiration to us all.
The riddle of the week is, I'm not alive, but I have 5 fingers. What am I? I am a glove. What has many keys but can't open any doors? Yes, that's a piano.
Aren't we truly thankful and grateful for a free nation? Free India is the result of a movement which started in 1942. Yes, the Quit India movement. Did you know, since it was held in August, the Quit India movement is also known as August Kranti or August Movement. The movement was started on August 9, 1942, and since then, the day is known as August Kranti Divas. This day is celebrated by paying tribute to freedom fighters with national integration speeches and other events.
Word of the week is indigenous, which means originating or occurring naturally in a particular place or basically native. Kangaroos are indigenous to Australia.
Hola mi amigos! This week let us take the yellow brick road to visit the wonderful Wizard of Oz. This inspiring tale is about a little girl named Dorothy who lives in Kansas. The simplicity of her life is tossed away when a hurricane sweeps Dorothy and her pet dog Toto away to the magical land of Oz. In this land of the Munchkins, she meets the Witch of the North. The witch advises Dorothy to meet the Great Wizard in Emerald City, who can help her return home. En route, she meets a scarecrow who needs a brain, a tin man missing a heart, and a cowardly lion wanting courage. They all join Dorothy's quest. What happens during the journey? Read the book to find out. Write your reviews to us as contact us at igraasp.com.
That's all we have for you on this week's news wrap. Life is too short, so smile while you still have your teeth. Until we meet again, be silly, have fun, have a laugh, and continue to glow. See you next week.